Okay. What's Howard? What happened to him? Okay, just take 2 seconds. No. Before we had the Gemara yesterday, where what was it? Reb Shol ben Botnis, Abba Shol ben Botnis, he would actually fill up the vessels the day before because of Bittul Beis HaMedrash, right? And eventually he set aside 300 jugs of wine and 300 jugs of oil because of to compensate for the foam and for the residue that remained in the vessel because it didn't drip out. So and he brought it to the Beis HaMikdash. So they said to him, "You're not required to. You have to be modified." Right? So he says, but since you're machmir, you should give it utzarche rabbi. Because why you machmir? Because you feel you took something that didn't belong to you. So give it that the public should benefit from it. So the Gemara says you should provide water for the public, right? That's what you should do. So over here, Rashi says, why do you set it aside? The Chacham said to Reb Abba Shol ben Botnis, you're not obligated to do what you did. Why? Because you never intended to shortchange, to steal from the customers. Listen. People are customers are in a rush. You know something? It's not worth their while to wait till the foam settles and you should add to it, or till the oil drips out. So therefore, they're willing to be mochel. They know what they're willing to let it go. I just want to point out when it says they're mochel, it doesn't mean they're mochel. They're willing to. Mochel means you owe me and I'm mochel. Initially, when they're buying, they'll buy 98% liquid, 2% foam, because it's not worth their while to wait for the foam to dissipate and you should add to it. Okay. Okay, further.
Would it be less than the pruta also? That it's not worth it?
Okay, holding at the very bottom of here. The Tandavi Shmuel, list 4 lines in the page. Tandavi Shmuel. It was learned in the Beis Medrash of Shmuel. So Rashi says the Mishnayos that were learned in the Beis Medrash of Shmuel, Hushan Mishnaso Mutel Shmuel B'Shmaitzei Domer Oser Haloch L'Maisa. Okay. Amar Abai Hash Domer Shmuel Oser. We said earlier. A woman, is she permitted to measure out the flour So she should be able to take a larger amount of challah to give to the Kohen. So Shmuel said Osur. Okay? Shmuel said you're not permitted to do it. So the Gemara said, Shmuel mutter. We learned in the Mishnah that he said mutter. How could you say Shmuel said Osur? You're quoting Shmuel. He said it's permitted. Shmuel Osur. Shmuel mutter. It said in the name of Shmuel that it was forbidden, but yet it was said over. Then in the Mishnah of Shmuel, they had said Shmuel's position was that it was permitted. Is that how we reconciled the two? Shmuel haloch l'maisa os lashmina. What Shmuel said in his name, not that it was learned. In the Beis Medrash, they learned they're talking theoretics. They're not talking definitive halacha. When you hear it straight from Shmuel, says it's osir, he means that's to be applied. Okay, so Rashi says over here, Hashtam Shmuel osir, who shana b'shnoso muter, Shmuel b'shmaisi damar osir haloch l'maisa os lashmin. When he actually said himself osir, he meant Shabbat lishal halocha lasos maser morlo osir. If somebody wants the practical rabbinics, what is it? Is it permitted? Not. Shmuel said it's not permitted. The chazin shinish to ovid, and therefore, however, you see a person who is lenient, lo machinim biyodei. You don't protest it. Why? The halacha demuta ein morin kain. Because really, the halacha is it's permitted, except we don't teach it because we want people to be machmir, to maintain what the Yom Tov better. Torah Rabbanan. You're not permitted to re-sift flour that was sifted on Yom Tiv. Papayas or Yehuda M'Seirbo shoning. So the Tanna Kama says you're not, but Papayas or Yehuda M'Seirbo said you can. That if it was already sifted, you could sift it again. But they both agree. But if a stone or a splinter fell into the flour, Shoshon, then you're permitted to what? To re-sift it.
So sift it with your hand.
Oh.
You can sift it, re-sift it.
Re-sift with a sifter.
Yeah.
So the argument before was because factually, once something's sifted, it's sifted already. Okay? So the re-sifting is like, if you have, let's say you take bread that's baked and you grind it. Oh, you're in violation of grinding. Once something's ground, it's like artificially attached.
Right.
You take the kernel that's naturally a whole entity and you grind it, that's grinding. But if you grind something, then you bake it, and then you regrind it, that's called you grind and ground flour. It's ground already. Okay? We learned the Baraisa was stated before Ravina. You're not you don't sift flour a second time. I will novel tzoro kisimor biyodom. Amalei koshkim. That's just the opposite. I mean, if it was sifted, you can't sift it a second time where you're really doing nothing. Now that if a stone or a splinter falls in there, you tell me bora biyodom. Here it says bora biyodom. Factually, borer. I mean, you're taking souls from the ochel. There's this the amalei koshkim dutch. Definitely shviyosah. Davli kaborer. Dor shrava barafuna zut is. The Rava Bar Rafuna, he had lectured on the entrance to the community of Benedor, shown in Kebach B'Yomtiv. You permitted Amalu Rav Puki Vimule Labo. Go, I want you to go out and tell Abo, he's referring to Rav. Shkilo Tigusach V'Shadi Echizri. I mean, we don't need your contribution. You take favors, you tell them it's permitted, we don't need your favors. Pukhozi Kama Buhulta Hajun Bin Erdor. No, he's learning the other way. There you go. Ein oder machzigen noch tov bekach netuli tovosach tel salafin napos hajrum ner dog shkulen yodes. You mean not the other way. He says go tell people that it's permitted, right? Rav Huna in the community, at the entrance of the city, he gave this psak, you're permitted. So Rav Nachman sent him. He says, something. We don't need you to tell us. What you're telling us is understood. Everybody knows that's permitted. The visu de Rav Yosef nalo kimcha agaba de behulta. The wife of Rav Yosef, she would what? She would sift flour agaba de behulta on top of the sifter. Omar lo chozi dano rifta mal yusabina. So he says to his wife, I see, I should have quality bread, because the better the flour sifted, the better the bread. That's what he said to his wife. Meaning, when she sifted it, she did it kalachayad. Let's say you have a screen and you shake it. She did it on the back side of the screen, so it doesn't sift as well. So he said to his wife, I want you to understand, I want to have quality bread. And the way you're sifting, you're not going to actually refine it well enough, so therefore you can do it in the conventional way. There's no reason to do it unconventional. She did it unconventional. The Visud Ravashi Nalakimcha Gabat the Psura. She did it on top of a tabletop, not even a sifter. Omer Ravashi, Hodi Dan Brati, the Reb Chama Mordu of the Hava. Here, he said like this. Ravashi himself held it was permitted, but he saw his wife thinning it out on the tabletop, which is totally unconventional. So Rashi says, Hodi Dan, meaning Hodi means my wife, meaning Ravashi's wife. She's the daughter of Rami Bar Chama. Rami Bar Chama Mordu of the Hava, and he's the one who gave the psak originally. So evidently, if he would have held it's permitted to use a regular sifter, she wouldn't use a tabletop.
Right.
So evidently, where did she pick up the tabletop? She must have learned it from her father. The lo chazir the be'av nosho, and if she wouldn't have seen it in her father's home, lavu avdo, she wouldn't have behaved this way. It's interesting, see, it's interesting. There's a chumrah, there's not a kula. Let's see your wife is making. She comes from a certain type of home. Maybe she's making. Maybe she's doing the wrong thing. But this is to be machmir. Yeah. She did it l'chumrah. L'chumrah, the only reason why she's doing l'chumrah, she must have seen it in her father's house, so that's the way they do it. Right. But l'kula is not necessarily an indication. Maybe your wife is being more lenient, that she should be more lenient. Who said she saw it in her father's house? Nobody wants to be machmir, right? So if you want machmir, why are you machmir? Evidently, your father was that special Rav, you must have seen your father's household. But l'kula, maybe not. Okay, perfect. Holei chodom eitzel chenvani haroga letzlo. Person goes to a storekeeper who knows him, who trusts him. V'omelo tenli beitzim ve'goes b'minyan. Give me so many eggs. Give me so many nuts. Shinki derech balabais lios moneh b'sok beiso. Because this is where balabais, let's see, neighbors, when they ask for one, give me 10 nuts. Give me. So you're speaking to the storekeeper as if he'd be a balabais. Right, the way you're requesting that he should give you the eggs or the nuts. Okay? Talking about holei chodom eitzel roeh haroga letzlo. Person goes to the shepherd. Those the shepherds they would be hired to shepherd people's flocks. V'omelo teili gedi echod. And he says, and the roeh he was a purveyor of sheep. He says, give me a sheep. He's a roeh. Ot leechod. Kid, meaning a goat or a sheep. Teilig di echod, otle echod, eitzel tabach, stop. Eitzel tabach harogi letzlo. He permitted to go to a butcher. V'omelo teilig kafachas, or kaf, of yerech echachas. Give me whatever is the hand or the thigh. Because that's not the way you normally speaks. You speak. You don't say, give me a kilo of meat. That's already that's a commercial language. No, because that's commercial. Petim harogi letzlo. Yeah, a person he fattens animals and he sells them. Omelo tenli torechod. Give me a tor, give me an ox. O gozel echod, or give me one small bird. It's an achlam etzlo. Omelo tenli kikar echod. So he's a baker or he's a chef. O gluska achas, different shaped breads. Veitzel chenvani haroga omlo tenli esrim beitzim chamishim egosim. Because the person normally doesn't say that way, right? You speak in dozens, right? Asara farskim, 10 peaches. Chamisha rimonim, 5 pomegranates, esrog echad. Uvad shelo yaslo schum. But you shouldn't afterwards tally it up. So, and that you owe me so much. Yes, you don't discuss price on Shabbos on Yom Tov. Shimon lozo omer uvad shelo yaslo schum mekach. No, he says uvad shelo yaslo schum mida. You shouldn't tally up the schum mida. No, which means I've given you, let's say, 10 peaches equal the equivalent of something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, give me 16 ounces. Normally you say, give me a pound.
Right.
So you gave me 16 ounces, so you gave me therefore a pound, or you gave me a half a gallon.
Right.
Right? Ounces, you don't convert it into the larger number. As long as you don't mention what the price would have cost, it's okay. So over here, Tosa says, the storekeeper first doesn't make a difference if he's a Jew or non-Jew. Because again, the problem is not the storekeeper, the problem is you. You can't make the request using a terminology which is a commercial terminology. Okay? But he says over here, give me $1 worth of nuts, $1 worth of eggs. You can't say that. The question of pshita dos vod amayom schum mido. Schum means the computation of the amount. Havli mebel vachlo yasklo mido sulo l'chein early karabin chadligores schum minyan ukoy aleel bochvershon. Amrit yelach odem yitzlachanvoni or rogel etzlo. You permitted to go to the storekeeper where there's a trust, there's an honor system. V'yom l'teili hair goes in a yudfas. Give me 5 nuts, 5 peaches. Ubavachlo yaso schum minyan shlo yom Tainli Yura goes in Ukrainosatali Lamid. Hear this. He says, give me an additional 10 because you already gave me. Originally he says I want 40. Counts out so many. He says, by the way, give me another 10 because you already gave me 30. Because that's the way you normally do it.
Good.
Therefore, now that if you give now, I owe you so much for 40. Meaning you're already equating the product with the money. Therefore I owe you so many coins. Even to mention the number, you should not, because that has a semblance of engaging in a commercial activity. Okay? Okay? Persons transporting barrels, kada, jugs of wine from one location to the other. So normally, a person has to carry a bottle of wine, it's okay. What about to carry a case of wine?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're talking about over here. A kad is a small jug. Maybe kadiyayin mimokom. You want to bring a jug of wine from one location to another. On Yom Tov, you're permitted to carry. Lo yavim b'sal b'kubi. You shouldn't carry them in a basket or in a box, because when do you carry things in a basket or box? That's for selling. Avol maybe he was al ksefo. He puts it on his shoulder, olafonov, or he carries it in front of him. Yeah. So Rashi says, "Lo say sholosh v'abat to kupa b'isam mishum dinira k'masachol lo say pasos." It looks like it's a weekday activity. You fill up the basket and you fill up the box and you carry the box. That you should not do. Okay. Levim b'sal b'kupa avu maybe hu al ksefo. Olufan chenam amolech as a tevin. Person's transporting straw, which is animal fodder. Lo yashvil is akupa lachor. He should not put the box which the straw is contained behind him. You know, they would have like a rope and hold the rope and it would be behind him. You shouldn't do that. Avu maybe you'll be yodo, but you carry it in your hands. Umaschilin ba'aremes hatevin avalo be'etzim shebmukta. And what do you start with? We have a pile of straw, but not where etzim, the mukta means the wood that's stored in the storage shed. Okay? Let's see Rashi. A person is transporting straw for either for kindling, that's the way you start the fire, like you start with paper, or to feed the Yashul Kuba Chorev, the Genai Yom Tefu. Sheniskavein Kimlocha Limlocha Rabo Olach Mokam Rocha K'der. Of course, it's a bridge to the spirit of Yom Tefu. You see a person walking with a big bag filled with jugs. What do people say? Right? First, it's Uvdar Chol. That's the way. And secondly, Rashi says that he's probably going to travel to a far-off location. That's why he's carrying this big basket, this big box. Automatically saying that indicates he's going. It's a business transaction. Okay. Further. But it says, he says, you're permitted to take straw from the pile of straw for kindling. Here, even though a person normally doesn't take from this, what is the value of straw? The value of straw is what? It's like you have food in your cupboard. What's the value of food in the cupboard? You have to think about the food in your cupboard. The food itself is edible, it's meant for eating. So if you have a pile of straw, what's it meant for? For kindling or feeding an animal. Therefore, even though there's no predesignation, it's not muktzah. Avalo be'etzim shemuktzah, Rashi says, was an area behind the house. Muktzah al shem muktzah lo'ochar. He's designating the muktzah from matzeh. He's designated the location behind the house. The people don't frequent that location. And therefore they saw wood there. He stores things over there, things that you don't expect to take out only after an extended period of time. Yeah, say for the ratio, the hashta mashma, display muktzah. Okay? Further. Tono, we learned in the Beitzah, we said you should not transport a barrel line from place to place, and you shouldn't put it in a basket or a box. What happens if you have an enormous amount of guests? So there's no other way. You have to carry a number of jugs of wine. It's permitted. Tono, we learned l'shanos, you can't do it unconventionally. Mutter, you're permitted to carry it conventionally. Rashi says. Had a large invitation list. Okay, you permit it. Meaning it's like al-Chatchila. Al-Chatchila, because over here the circumstance doesn't allow it.
Right.
Because even on Shabbos and Yom Tov, if you have an enormous amount of guests, that's what you do.
Right. Okay.
Askin Rava b'mchuza, the b'duchko, the b'raglo. The b'raglo liju b'igro. Hear this. He was misakin the b'duchko liju b'raglo. Those who carry, I think on the backs, they should carry with the feet. See Rashi. Yeshua Yom Tov Shnei Bnei Adam Mot Al Ksveim Dainu Namishin. Okay. Mashli Chodesh Gedosh Riyim Moses. Which means he said just change it. Ask Rav Mechuz the Doru Beduchka. Whatever. What's Duchka? It's going here. It means on poles. If you normally carry on poles, you have two poles.
Right.
Or let's say you have a pole, like a water carrier or a milkman. He has a pole, a pail of milk or water at each end of the pole. So a person who normally carries with that, lijul baraglo. He should carry using his feet. How do you carry? How does he translate that? Dar barag lijul beigro. The dar beigro lijul ba'achvo. The dar ba'achvo Nifra Sudra Leah. These are all, you don't do it as you normally do it. Dor baraglo, Masri Chovis Gro, Shavil Losuso baraglo, Bigro Yisur B'yomtiv B'shnei B'nei Odom, B'mot, Zainu Namishim. Dor B'igro, B'mot Al Kisveim, Liju B'yomtiv, Losa Masui, B'achko, B'moit B'deim, yeah. Mishum Shin Vavakav Shein Lohok V'chom B'shnei. Vavakav, yeah. He doesn't explain what this is. The Dor Baraglo. It's some kind of like dolly type thing.
Like a wagon?
It's similar to wagon. How does he translate to a ragla? It's 4 lines from the top, 3 on the third line. The one who carries this way should carry differently, to make the changes. Very tough. Yeah. The ones who carry normally with a pitchfork, they should carry with a pole. Bagra. They normally carry a pole, they should carry it, Darba Achba, something that they normally carry on a handheld pole. The 2 poles, there's a handheld pole, there's a pole that you wear over your shoulder. Okay, that's what it means a change. The first one said the rigla is a pitchfork. If you can't carry differently, because we're in concern over the chol, so you carry it normally. You should teach the chachomim. This is what Rav Chonon bar Abbas says to Rav Ashi. Emor Rabbanon kama de'efshel l'shnui mishaninon b'yom tov. That when you carry, try to carry in a way that the change should be as much as you can, so it should not look like uvda l'chol. Kama de'efshel l'shnui mishaninon. As much as you can, do it differently. B'yom tov an yom tov. He says women, they go fill up barrels of wine Erev Yom Tov, and they don't do it differently. We remain silent. In that situation, there's no alternative. If you can do it in an easy way, they'll say do it easier, but here you can't. So therefore, you do it even on the most extreme level. Of course, it relates to Ochel Nefesh. Okay. Omalei mishum lo efshe hechele avid. So, come at efshe. Well, hani nosh kamal yechatzvay mai biyom tavo lo kavashanin. Yeah, these women, they would fill up barrels of wine on Yom Tiv, and they wouldn't do it differently. We're saying now you should do it unconventionally. If you can't, then you do it conventionally. You transport the barrels. It says these women, they fill up the barrels of water on Yom Tiv, v'lo kavashanin, and they don't do it in an unconventional way. Well, we don't try to instruct them. If you do it differently if you can. Amalei mishum lo efsher. He said because factually the reason why we didn't say it because it's not possible to do it differently. Hechel of it, the malya b'chatzvo rabo. Yeah. If they normally fill up with large barrels, let them fill with small barrels. Somewhere says but if you do that, then you have to go back and forth many more times. You're increasing the walking. And if you say fill up with smaller barrels, if they normally fill up with smaller rabo, fill up with a larger barrel, making it heavier. So because there's a downside on either side, just do it the way you do it always. Right? you should cover it with a cover. The barrel should be covered. Why? Stop. Because evidently, if it's covered, it's a covered barrel, it's less of a problem. 1 second. Ki Seitzei is in the mosque. Okay. So evidently, they're wide because they normally transport these barrels when they're wide open. So if you put a cover on it, that's already a shinui. You should cover it with a cover. 1 second. So, and if you cover with a cover, it would be evident that you're doing it differently, because normally when you transport the barrel, you transport it open. Gemara says, "Dim de nafel v'osi lasuye." You had a problem, because it may fall off. V'osi lasuye, and it'll come to bring it. So what's so terrible? There you go. Tikterei, so let him tie it from Yom Zimnid Mifsik, Vosi Lemikterei, because he made tear, and he'll retie it on Yom Zif. Tifres Suja Aluya, why don't you do it to show that it's different? You cover the barrel of water with a cloth. Zimnid the Matmish, B'mai, sometimes that cloth will get saturated with water. Because they schite, he may swing that thing, he may swing it, squeeze it out, which is this Doraisa. Hilkach Lo Efshers. Therefore, the whole situation there is it's untenable. So there's no proof over there. Okay. Omali Rova Barakon Labaye. Tonight we learned in the 5th parak, Ein Metapchen and Misapchen and Merakchen. Today it says that you're not permitted to clap, you're not permitted to dance, and you're not permitted to hit your thighs. You know, also for the rhythm. V'hidna d'chazina d'avnochi. That if people do it, although it says rabbinically you're not permitted to clap, you're not permitted to dance, you're not permitted to clap your sides to the rhythm, but we see people do. The Mishnah says you're not permitted to do on Yom Tiv. People don't say a word to these people. Omalei, say what he said to him. Abai said, responds to Rabbi Baruch Chonin, Utamech, Hodi Omar. You shouldn't sit at the entrance of a mavui which has lechis. Lechis are 2 vertical posts, holding something, because what happens if it should fall out of your hand? That means it's going to roll into Rosh Hashanah. And if it rolls into Rosh Hashanah, what are you going to do? You're going to retrieve it. So if you retrieve it, you're going to be transporting back from Rosh Hashanah into Rosh Hashanah. Okay? Dilma Megandale Chayfetz, an object will roll out. Vosla Sui Dalarab Shusarabim. Samares Vohani Nash the Shakl Chatzvai Vasli Vyasya Pum the Mavur. These women, they take their barrels and they sit at the entrance of the alleyway of the Mavui. They'll say a word to them. Elahanuch Lehem Li Yisrael. Leave Jews alone. Famous Gemara. Elahanuch Lehem Li Yisrael. Mutav Shishog Val Yimezid. Better they should be in violation on a shogig level rather than a deliberate level. Hachanami hanach lem lishoshi shogin v'lo ayumizid. So what are we saying over here? If you see a person doing the wrong thing, and if you tell him he's doing it, he's going to do it either way, and you know he's going to do it either way. It says you shouldn't tell him, because you're going to make him more liable. Okay? But the Gemara says one is that Hanimil Midrabana. That's only if it's a rabbinic law. Avo b'doraisa lo. You see the person doing the wrong thing, even if you know he's going to do the wrong thing, continue the wrong thing, and he's going to increase his liability, you should still tell him. You tell him, right? Hanimil Midrabana avo b'doraisa lo. V'loi. Loshna b'doraisa, loshna midrabana. In either case, you shouldn't tell him. So these women who had the barrels at the entrance of the Mov Yom Kippur, one day the Chacham say anything to them, right? Loshna the Raisa, Loshna the Javana, Lo Aminan, Lo V'Lo Midi. story, the famous story. There was a person, his name was Blazer Silver, and he came to Cleveland. And this is like the early 1900s. And this person gave a hechsher, a butcher shops. He goes into the shop. He sees it's not kosher. So he says, how do you give hechsher on a non-kosher shop? He says, look, the Jews in America is in the 20s. They're not observant. So if they believe they could get kosher food, they need kosher food, even though it may not be kosher. But factually, if they would know it was treif, they would go buy it deliberately. So he says, either way, they can buy it deliberately. No, better they should be shogeg and mazed. Even though they're eating treif, not richly slaughtered meat, better, this is what he told them. But it's clear from the word, you're not permitted. Because it says here, when do we say better they should violate inadvertently and deliberately? That's only on a rabbinic level. As a doraisa, you got to tell them the way it is. It's not so simple. Haninu travel the rice low. The was lowy. Lotion the rice lotion ravona lo aminu lo lo midi. Either way, you don't tell them. The Tosefes Yom Kippur the raisi. That you have an obligation to add to Yom Kippur. That's the raisa. Even a minute. The raisa is v'achlu shosat chashecha, and you see people they eat and drink until nightfall, right? But if you're supposed to stop eating at shkia and they continue, somebody should say something to them. So what do you see clearly? Even by a doraisa, you don't reprimand them. Good question. Tosis. Says to put a cloth over the barrel, not because the cloth may become wet, and it's inevitable, reflexively, the person will squeeze out the cloth, right? So therefore, that shinui they can't do.
All right.
So in Toma v'Omer nifra suja luya v'lo chashinu de schita. What he's asking, what to say simply, the reason why you can't put a cloth across the top is because ultimately it'll come to wringing it out. The Yishlom ad le'am ma'ir b'chav shesosum kula upiv tzor kach lo chashin l'schita. V'od Yishlomar b'mishum libo. Doch ma'ir b'schitas mayim d'asur mishum libo. V'imkein nofel b'gavi mayo osel l'schita aval hosa ma'ir b'yayin u'schita shalo asur mishum doch v'imkein ki nofel la'aro libo lo chashin l'schita. Okay. Okay. If you want to, you have a pile of straw piled up, even if it wasn't pre-designated for kindling or feeding your animal, you could use it, because that's what it's meant for. So it seems to be something that stored away, even though you didn't begin taking from before Yom Tif. You permitted it's waiting there to be taken. Mani Reb Shimoni, the Leslie Mukta. It's one like Reb Shimon who says you don't need any level of designation. But the wood behind the house in the woodshed not. Asler B'Yutos, you have a stira. First it says that what? That the Aremis HaTeven, the pile of straw, you don't need pre-designation. So who's that going like Reb Shimon? And then it says, we conclude, but if it's Eitzim, Shebemukzi, that also you can't take, because they need special permission. This lemukza, hocha ba'arzi v'ashuchi askinon. The mukza b'chsoron kis v'afilu Reb Shimon moide. Which is a very specific type of muktzah. Muktzah which the materials are very valuable. One second. Okay.
So, if you're putting the wood away,
No, you have a woodshed.
So you can't.
So you have a straw shed, you can take straw.
Right, but the wood,
Wood you can't see. He's asking, if you hold like Reb Shimon, that as long as it has value, you're able to take it
you should be able.
without designation. So why the differentiate between straw and wood? So on that he's answering, the wood is not just ordinary wood. It's muktzah machos chasar and kiss. It's wood that's used, let's say, for cabinetry. That wood is not for kindling.
Okay,
So for that, if you want to change its designation, then you need to change its designation.
right,
Straw, its value is kindling, feeding
Yeah.
an animal.
right.
If you have food in the cupboard, you have to think about the food in the cupboard. The food
Right.
is there to eat. You don't have to think, I can eat the food in the cupboard. The food's there. That's what straw is. What about if it's specifically designated for one use,
Then you can't.
and you want to use it for another use,
No,
then it has to be pre-designated.
right. Okay,
Okay, that's what the Gemara is saying. Hocha ba'arzi, arzi is cedar wood, va'shuchi, and it's oiled. The muktzah chasar and kiss, so there it's muktzah because of chasar and kiss, because it's
Right.
a loss of money.
Right.
But I feel Reb Shimon moder, and Reb Shimon even concurs there. Muktzah chasar and kiss because there's a negation, it's considered muktzah. It says in the Mishnah you cannot permit to take the wood from the woodshed. So from there you see that you cannot, since it was not pre-designated, it was in storage, it's in the shed, then unless you had specifically in mind, you can't take money. Rabbi Yehuda, it's going backwards. So who's the Mishnah going like Rabbi Yehuda? You're permitted to begin the storage location where you store the straw. Now the Gemara says, "Asan Reb Shimon, less than muktzah." Meaning the ratio is going like one, the save is going like the other. Asan betivno, sario. What? Ema ratio meschil b'arim satev v'asan Reb Shimon less than muktzah. Asan betivno sario. Tivisario hochos. Stop. We're speaking about straw that's putrid straw, sour straw that you can't even feed to an animal. So because it can't be fed to an animal even, therefore what's its value? Its value is kindling.
burning.
Someone says, Latina, what do you mean? In the old days when they made cement, they would mix straw into the cement to give it
Body, yeah.
body. This like we're speaking, the straw has thorns in it. So if you have the mix that has thorns, the person's not using that to mix with cement. Okay? Tosas Bartos says, Hosm tivne sari, this like kotzim, v'gam eino roi l'machol behemo. It can't be fed to the koi. Lasok, its purpose is used for burning. V'afil Rabbi Yehuda modim tova, ma'ishno me'itzim shebevuktzah. Asher b'avad d'chazan lasok. Shlomo domi davka aviyotzi shel teven lo huktzah daito. Okay, stop here.